Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to walk you through installing the data connector for Salesforce that's published by Google Cloud. We'll then use a SQL query to connect to Align.ly attribution data in Salesforce and pull that data into our Google Sheet. And then we'll be able to connect that Google Sheet to Google Data Studio. So let's jump right in. The first thing I'm going to do is click on Add-ons, and I'm going to go to Get Add-ons. And if I just do a quick search for data connector for Salesforce, you should see one that looks like this, and you want the one that's published by Google Cloud. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then you can do a domain install or an individual install. In this case, I'm just going to do an individual install. It's going to ask me to request permissions. I'll then get a pop-up, which I can select my account. And then it's going to ask for a few different permissions, and I'm going to hit allow. And it's been installed successfully, so go ahead and hit done. And then I can close out of this. Let's just give this sheet a quick refresh. And now if I click on add-ons, I should see Data Connector for Salesforce. And I can go ahead and open that up. And you should see it connect on the right sidebar. I'm already logged into my Salesforce account, and I've already authenticated previously. You might get asked to either log in if you're currently logged out, or to authenticate if it's your first time connecting. But once that's done, you should see a panel that looks like this. And what we can do is a few different things. We can import right from a Salesforce report, or we can import from a custom query. We can do updates, so we can actually pull in data, modify it in a Google Sheet, and then actually push it back up to Salesforce. We can do a delete, and then we can also schedule this data to automatically refresh from Salesforce at a predetermined interval. So in this case, we have some SQL code, and I'll show you that in a second. So what we're going to want to do is do import. And you can import directly by selecting different objects. We want to use the SQL editor. And the SQL editor allows us just to paste a SQL query right into here and then execute it. That'll grab the data from Salesforce. So let me pull up Notepad. And I've already written this SQL query. And this will be part of the documentation so you can have something to start with. But let's walk through what this SQL query does. Let's first start with the actions here. So we're going to select. So select means which fields do you want to get. Here are a list of all of our fields that we're going to go grab. And then from campaign member object, so we put in what object we want to grab from. A where clause. In this case, we just want it to be has responded equals true. You might have additional parameters here. And then we're just going to order it by engagement date. So very straightforward, simple query. And let's just walk through some of these fields. So anything with align ATT, standing for Align.ly attribution, and then 2 underscores, these are fields that are part of the Align.ly managed package. So you'll see it with engagement date, you'll see it with attribution type. You'll see it down here with associate opportunity. These are all part of the managed package. Anything with underscore C, that means it's a custom field. So it's either part of the managed package or it's a field that we've created. For example, right here, this is a field that we create when we're implementing Align.ly attribution, but it's not part of our managed package because it doesn't have Align AT in front of it, ATT. The other thing to note is anything that does not have underscore C is a standard field. So for example, here we're getting the member ID. This is a standard field, so we can get the lead or the contact ID. If I keep going down, campaign.name, this is actually a unique field here, because what we're doing is we're going from campaign member, we're going up to the campaign object, and then we're getting the name of the campaign. Similarly down here, we're going up to the campaign object, and then we're getting the type field. That's what that dot means. If I scroll down, you're going to see a similar concept here on associated opportunity. So this is part of our managed package. It starts with Align ATT. But here, in this case, we're going to go to the associated opportunity, and then we're going to grab the associated opportunity ID. Here, we're going to grab the associated opportunity name, the type, and then is1. And you're going to notice that all these fields here do not have __C, so they're not custom fields. These are fields that are part of standard Salesforce fields. So this is just an example of what you can grab. You're going to be able to do a lot more with this and probably add additional fields that are relevant to your environment. But this should be a good starting point. So let's just go ahead and copy this entire query. Let's go to our SOQL editor. Let's paste it in. And we'll just hit execute. Now you're going to notice that pretty quickly all of this data was grabbed and added into the Google Sheet. And it's done. So now if I scroll through here, you're going to notice I've got my IDs, leader contact ID, my engagement dates. I've got my different amounts for the various models. I've got attribution type, my account IDs. It goes all the way through. So this is the data that we're going to use to now connect to Google Data Studio, and we'll cover this in the next video. And now we can start to visualize this data, add filters, drill into it, and do all sorts of really cool things. So look for the next video. We'll talk about connecting this Google Sheet with Google Data Studio.